What's up and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about 90 Day Fiance. This is Before the 90 Days, Season 4, Episode 1. Let's start off with Ed. So Ed is 54 years old and he's from San Diego, California. He's a professional photographer and he goes by Big Ed. Now this is a name he gave himself because he's a short guy. So I guess this makes him feel better by calling himself that. He was married for 2 years and it didn't work out because he cheated. Now, I'm going to keep my comments to myself. We just now getting into the season and I'm not going to start acting up. I promise you, I'm not going to cut up y'all right now. So again, I'm going to save my comment on that. Now, it's just him and Teddy, his dog, and his daughter from his previous marriage. Ed has a girlfriend. Her name is Rosemary. She's 23 and she's from the Philippines. He adds, talking to her has been the best part of his day. Ed is already sending Rosemary gifts. The gifts have come up to about a total of $5,000. So $5,000 in gifts total he has sent Rosemary already. Now, people that Ed has told about his relationship are very skeptical, which this is not new or a shock. Pretty much everyone says that on this show. Ed says that she has his heart. So comment down below and let me know your first impressions and your thoughts of Ed, who's 54 and from San Diego, California. Let's move on to Avery. So Avery is 32 and she's from Seattle, Washington. She's into health and wellness, but she makes a living as a dental assistant. She has 2 daughters and her last relationship fell apart and she was in a really dark place from that relationship until she met Ash, who is 38 and he lives in Melbourne, Australia. Now, as I was watching this, I was crying laughing because my sister, she had watched this premiere with me and said that Ash looked like Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh my goodness. It was hilarious. And the way they blew up his photo, how his hair was, and I don't know, it's his eyes. I don't know. It was just something about it that it was like, okay, I could kind of see what she's talking about. But moving on though. So Avery met Ash on social media after he commented on one of her food pics. Now she loves to do this on the side. She loves to create food and take pictures of them and post them. And she's also into cannabis. So she'll throw some cannabis in there because again, she's into health and wellness. So Avery said that Ash is a relationship coach, more like imposter. Okay. And in the next scene, Avery goes to visit her ex, Jared, who seems to be a cool guy. He seems to be a really cool dude. He lives in the same city and state, and he also looks to have his stuff together. I just don't get it. What in the world is going on? So she says that they dated for a year and a half, and since they broke up, they have remained really good friends. Jared is also into the cannabis industry, and she says that he's killing it in the industry. They talk about how she's booked a ticket to Australia, and Jared says that Avery drove him crazy, but she's a beautiful woman and he cares about her a lot. He adds that he doesn't want her to get hurt. Avery's concerns are that Ash's clients and all of the interaction he has with the women. In the 9 months that her and Ash have been dating, she's broken up with him 3 times. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts of Avery. Let me know your thoughts of Avery, who is 32 from Seattle, Washington. Let's move on to Geoffrey. So Geoffrey is 41 years old from Knoxville, Tennessee. Geoffrey says that he's a handyman and doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. He is a landlord and a father, and he says that he's been married a few times. Now, it sounds like dude needs to do some serious soul searching and pump the brakes and hopping in all these relationships, because he just said it's so casual, it was just nothing. I've been married a few times, okay, red flag, what's going on here? So he met Varia and says that she's the total package. She lives in Russia and he thinks that they're a lot alike. Now, when he talks to his sons, they say that it's weird to them and they think it's way too soon. And one of his sons, he makes a comment, is he going to see some women? Now, that made me think he hops around a lot. Him meeting Varia, is it a way for him to cope and deal with the passing of his toddler? Because he does share a story about his child. I believe he said his son was one and a half, and his son passed away. So I don't know if he's just... Sometimes people will hop into different relationships to cope or to try not to focus on different issues that they're dealing with. So I don't know. Comment down below your thoughts. Let me know what you thought about Geoffrey, who's 41, from Knoxville, Tennessee. Let's move on to Lisa. Lisa is 52 years old from York, Pennsylvania. So we basically have another Angela and Michael in the building. But let me tell you about Lisa first. She was divorced 4 years ago, and she says that she was cheated on and went through verbal abuse. She has a 15-year-old daughter, and she's a hospice caregiver. Now, she has a limited social life, so she relies on social media to fill that void. And that's how she met Usman, who is 30 and from Nigeria. She claims that he sent her a message through Messenger on Facebook. And Usman also goes by the name of Soulja Boy. Y'all, this is crazy, okay? So he goes by the name of Soulja Boy, and he has a large following, and this makes Lisa totally insecure. In one of the scenes, Lisa spends all her time, basically her full morning, when she could be doing something else. Self-care. Go get your nails done. Go treat yourself to some Starbucks, some coffee, whatever. She spends her time regulating and auditing his social media. Now, to me, that's just too much time you got on your hands. But I have to say, the song that Usman wrote for Lisa is hilarious. It's straight up hilarious and actually pretty catchy. It's pretty catchy. I kind of found myself kind of humming it a little bit, and it's funny to me, but it's kind of growing on me the more they played it. And I thought it was just funny how they played it. Every time she would maybe talk, they start playing his song. So it's pretty catchy. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on Lisa, who's 52, from York, Pennsylvania. Let's move on to Yolanda. So Yolanda is 51, from Las Vegas, and she shares a little bit of her story. She says that she was over 300 pounds and was able to lose over 150 pounds, which is awesome. Her husband got sick, and that inspired her to change her lifestyle, to change her ways and really get serious about her health. Now, her husband, he passed away from kidney disease, and she has 6 kids with him. And her 6 kids believe that she's filming a show for her weight loss journey. She ought to be ashamed of herself. Yolanda, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. So Williams, which is this man that she's talking to, we know she's talking to a man. I just don't believe that it's actually the photo that was sent to her. I don't believe that's that same man. So Williams, he's 40 and he's from Manchester, England. And she says that he told her he was a restaurant manager. Now, looking at that photo, does that man look like he is a restaurant manager? No way. If I see a guy like that, I'm instantly thinking, okay, Instagram, he's a fitness trainer. He trains people. He makes fitness videos, and he's totally into his body. He might even do competitions. I would never pick restaurant manager or believe that if he told me that. So I just feel like she's really easily swayed and manipulated because she's in a very vulnerable state. She has been with her late husband for years, and she's not hip to game and people running game and playing games with her. Yolanda says that they talk about 5 times a day. Now, in 1 week, she's going to England to meet a man she hasn't even FaceTimed with. Her oldest daughter says that she just found out about Williams 2 months ago. So Yolanda says that his camera is broke. So that's why she hasn't FaceTimed him. And we all know that that's a lie. This woman is obviously being played. It's just so simple. So her oldest daughter is going with her mother to ensure her safety. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Yolanda, who's 51, from Las Vegas. Let's go back to Ed. So Ed goes to see his mom and tells her that he's going to see Rosemarie. Now, his mom tells the cameras that she's concerned about her son's future and Rose's intentions. Ed says that he bought a ring and is planning to propose. He adds that he just wants to be happy for once. This relationship that he has with Rose has damaged his relationship with his daughter. Now, Rose is younger than his daughter, and once his daughter found this out, she hasn't spoke to him in 4 weeks. Ed's mother advises him to reestablish the relationship that's most important, that should be at the forefront, of his life, for him to reestablish his relationship with his daughter that he's already had. And Ed goes outside and makes a call to his daughter, but she doesn't pick up. Let's move on to Avery. So in a couple of days, Avery is going to Australia. She'll be there for 2.5 weeks. So she goes out with friends to discuss her relationship and says that Ash filed for bankruptcy, so that's why he can't get a visa. That alone should be a red flag. She said that it kind of gave her a concern and she has some trust issues. Avery mentions out of the blue that Ash has deleted photos that he posted of her on his account and says that it was because his account was hacked. Avery chose to believe him after he showed her an email saying his account was hacked. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you believe that whole story about the account being hacked and him sending her an email? Do you believe there's a way he can make a fake email, or there's no way that he can do that? I don't know. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on that situation. Let's move on to Lisa. So Lisa tells her friend Nikki that they'll be getting married in Nigeria, her and Usman. Now, Lisa says that he's been faithful for 2 years and she's had him tested, so they're going to have unprotected sex. Now, she's a fool. Lisa says she feels safe with Usman. She also is very pressed because he wrote her a song. Like, okay, there's a lot of other people out there with the name Lisa. So he could be talking to somebody else named Lisa and wrote the song, and they could have that same song playing it over and over, feeling special. So her friend believes that he's only pursuing Lisa to further his career in America. Lisa feels that Usman gives her much love and respect. Let's move on to Yolanda. So Yolanda leaves in 1 week to go to England. Now, when she gets on the phone and calls Williams, you tell me, where is the British accent she's talking about? Where is it? This person sounds younger than 40 years old, and it's obvious she's being catfished. Yolanda says that recently Williams requested to see her, and then he said he needed her to help him with the ticket. She says that upset her, so she didn't give him the money. Instead, she goes on to purchasing her own ticket and says that she's going to come out there, she's going to fund her own ticket. Now, this is going to be a complete disaster. Now, if he is a restaurant manager, why is it that he cannot afford to save up and send for her to come out there? So you tell me, why is she falling for this lie? Why? What in the world is going on? Comment down below. Let's move on to Geoffrey. So Geoffrey has a Russian friend and says that she's been there for him through the hard times, through a lot. He tells his friend that he's thinking of taking a ring when he goes to visit Varia. Now, his friend gives him the truth, the hard truth, Those are the type of friends you need. But Geoffrey says that her opinion won't sway his decision. Let's move on to Ed. So Ed is definitely self-conscious about his age and his appearance. He's been dyeing his hair and applying mayonnaise as well to his hair. Oh my goodness. Ed hasn't been honest with Rose about his height. She's 5'2", and he told her that he's the same height when he's really 4'11". Rose has a 4-year-old son, and he's calling Ed Daddy. Now, Ed says he has some concerns about Rose having 3,000 followers on IG. 3,000 followers? You tripping about 3,000 followers. And he's still wondering if she's dealing with her ex-boyfriend. He adds that if he's going to go on this level of commitment with Rose, she has to get tested. Let's go back to Yolanda. So Yolanda's other children have no clue about Williams, and she's nervous to tell them because they're still mourning the loss of their father. Now, over dinner, she decides to tell them, and they're very shocked and say that it's not a good look. The fact she met him online and all that. Now, her kids aren't ready for this. You can tell they're not ready to see their mom move on. And Yolanda, she ought to be ashamed of herself because she starts fake crying, and I ain't see no tears. Comment down below. Let's move on to Geoffrey. Geoffrey, he goes to meet up with his friends Mark and Mary. Now, he's dated Mary in the past. I just had to throw that out there. I just had to mention that. When he starts telling his friends that he's going to see Varia, Mary questions him, telling him that he's a good looking guy and can have anyone that he wants. Mary is bold, okay? And she uses this opportunity to shoot her shot. She tells Geoffrey, why isn't she good enough? Why does he have to go all the way to Russia to find love? She tells the cameras that Geoffrey is a little blind and she's always had hopes that things will work out in the future. Geoffrey's response is that he doesn't have the answer as to why he doesn't pursue Mary. Basically, he don't want you. That was his nice way of saying he don't want you, Mary. He tells the camera crew that he likes Mary a lot and he's attracted to her beauty, but they have tried multiple times to be together in the past. He believes that they make better friends than lovers. Mary knows all about his past and Varia does not. So what is it about his past that Varia doesn't know? And we already know Varia gonna be hiding something, obviously, because it's gonna be a whole bunch of drama. So with that being said, I really need to hear your thoughts on 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days in the comment section down below. This was season 4, episode 1. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with a friend who also loves watching 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified on the next time that I make an upload. And I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.